Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? Welcome to episode number 899 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here in Redwood City, California, where I live. It's overcast. It's not supposed to rain. There's like a 4% chance. It was raining earlier, so the streets are a bit wet. This is the time to come out and walk. And it's a ghost town right now because people don't want to come out and walk in this type of weather. But, I've always been the type of guy that will walk in any weather, that will keep moving forward no matter what. And hopefully that can inspire you to never, ever, ever give up on any of your goals, dreams, and aspirations, regardless of any storms you may encounter. And when I say storms, I don't just mean the weather. I mean the storms of life. And there are many, many storms in life that we encounter regularly. I've got another great topic here to discuss. I'm only going to be doing 3 out of the 3.5 miles again today because it's about 4:40 Pacific time, 4:40 p.m. Pacific time. The sun's going to set in about 20 minutes, even though there's no sun to be seen. It's being blocked by the clouds, obviously, but it's going to start to get dark in about 20 to 25 minutes, and then in about 30 minutes from now, 35 minutes from now, that's when it'll be very dark, and I'll be on my way back. Man, I got to tell you, I feel very, very accomplished lately. I've been getting a lot of things done, and I'm going to share with you why today. Because today's topic is extremely important. Today's topic is about balancing your social media presence with the real world, right? And many, if not most of us, struggle with this. Why? Because social media is fucking addicting. It is. Pardon my French, but that's just the best way to emphasize it. It's addicting. It's addicting. It's easy to use. It was already easy enough to use before we got these smartphones because we had laptops and desktops. We still have laptops and desktops, and I at least still use them. It's easier. But nowadays, we have these devices called the smartphone, iPhones and Androids. I have an iPhone. Obviously, I'm broadcasting live from the iPhone. That's a great aspect of it. And it's not bad to have access to all your stuff on this device, but you have to learn to control it. You have to learn to balance it. You have to learn to not let it consume you to the point of where it's affecting you from functioning reasonably in the real world. I'm feeling a few sprinkles here. I think we're going to be okay. I hope we're going to be okay. Oh, man. Yeah, look at that. It's wet. It's absolutely wet. Before we get into more details, first of all, once again, this is a members-only live chat. The stream is publicly viewable, but only moderators can chat for free without a membership. If you're not a moderator, you need to purchase at least a $2.99 channel membership to chat here. If you're not a moderator and you don't want to purchase a membership and you want to send one message, you can do that via or by way of super chat, hit the $sign at the bottom of the chat box. You can super chat. And just to be very clear, as I have been, that any channel membership you buy or any super chat you make is still subject to the same rules I have here. No trolling, no hating, no attacking. They are still subject to YouTube's and Google's community guidelines. So if you want to spend your money to take a stab at me, have at it, and then you'll be removed. And you can go cry like a little baby a week before Christmas. Oh, man. Also, tomorrow is my 51st birthday, and I've already shared it on the community wall here on GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, on the main channel tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be going live from the studio for Eli's 51st birthday bash with friends. I expect some people to come on the panel. That is still tentative. I mean, some of them have confirmed, but even though people confirm nowadays, sometimes something comes up the last minute and they're not going to make it, right? I get that. So tentatively, I have people scheduled to come on the panel when I go live from the studio at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And just so you folks are aware, that stream over there is also going to be a members-only live chat. It is public. It will be publicly viewable, but only members over there with a separate $2.99 channel membership can chat. Moderators can chat for free over there as well. Or you can send a super chat. And another thing I just found out today, the main channel just got access to super chat goals like you see here. So here, during this stream, I have a super chat goal where if my girlfriend Dawn and I, if we reach a total of 5 super chats at $5 minimum, on the iPhone it's $4.99 minimum, then my girlfriend Dawn and I will go live together sometime later on during this week and catch everyone up. We've been trying to hit that goal for about a month now. Hasn't happened. If it doesn't happen, then more than likely Don and I will catch everyone up in a pre-recorded video on the main channel in the new year, in the beginning of 2025 at some point early on. On the main channel, I'm going to be setting goals every 3 hours because they expire after 3 hours. Even if you set them before the show starts, the maximum you can set each goal for is 3 hours. You can go before the show starts and super chat over there. That's up to you. But I have a goal set over there for 5 super chats at $10 a piece minimum, or $9.99 minimum on the iPhone. The $9.99 thing on the iPhone, you round it up to the next dollar amount. It's the same thing. So 5 super chats. The goal for tomorrow's stream for the birthday bash is 5 super chats, within the goal at $10 a piece or $9.99 a piece on the iPhone. If we hit it, we hit it. If we don't, we don't. It's okay. I'm just letting you folks know that YouTube is further expanding these great tools. So we've got super chat goals active on both channels, and I went out to see, and I'm also a part of, Team YouTube's presence on Twitter. I'm a part of, I've joined their Twitter page. I follow them on Twitter, which is now X. Let's call it X, because no one really, we all call it Twitter, but it's referred to as X. They haven't made any announcements, so I think they just gave it to me to test out also on the main channel. So thank you, Team YouTube. You give us tools. Let's use them. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Hey, it's just another way to encourage people to support what us creators do out here on YouTube. So that is that. All right. So let's get right to it here. Let's talk about balancing your social media with your real life, and how important that is. The importance of balancing your social media presence with the real world or in real life, right? Many people, if not most people, have struggled with this aspect. Social media is very addicting. It's a very easy way for us to connect and stay connected. And before these smartphones came out, over 10 years ago, like when these smartphones first came out, they weren't able to do as much. But about 10 years ago is when they started to be able to do a lot like they do today, right? So for the last 10 years, we've had access to all of our social media 24/7 on these devices. So we no longer have to go onto a laptop or desktop. I do because it's easier. But when I'm on the go, I use the phone. It's just easier. And sometimes, if you're sitting on the couch and you see a notification pop up, you get curious, you want to see what's going on, right? And I think we've all fallen victim to this type of behavior. It's very, very easy to get sucked in to social media. It's very, very difficult to disconnect. Okay? But it's absolutely crucial that you disconnect regularly. Nothing wrong with you checking in every day. Nothing wrong with you checking in every so often. But if you're sitting there by your phone and you're looking at it and, you can't put it down, that's a problem, right? Now, here's the thing. There are exceptions to the rule, okay? I run a business on social media. My girlfriend, Dawn, helps me run the business. Now, if at times we're getting a lot of messages regarding our business, and if we feel it warrants those messages to be responded to right away, or we're going to lose those people that are supporting us, either through just moral support or a lot of people that support us financially, when they respond, when they put something out there, someone that's financially supporting you at that level is above and beyond. And that to me warrants dropping everything, if possible, and responding to them, because they're providing your livelihood. And I feel my girlfriend Dawn, or any other normal human being, would feel the same way about that. Okay? And then you have other people supporting you that may not be able to donate or can't afford to donate, but they've helped you out tremendously in other ways, right? Such as sharing your channel, helping you build subscribers, doing stuff like that. I feel it's warranted and worthy to drop everything if possible for those people to respond. What is not warranted is getting sucked into endless nonsensical drama. Okay? It's very easy to get sucked into endless nonsensical drama on any social media platform, let alone YouTube. YouTube's like the king of drama, and the king and queen of drama. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Maybe Facebook's a close second. There's a lot of drama on Facebook, but I never really got involved in the drama aspect of Facebook. But YouTube, it's almost like you can't you're going to start creating on YouTube, it's almost like you can't avoid, drama and ridiculous people. So you got to learn how to handle it. You got to learn how to ignore it. You got to learn how to tune it out. You got to learn to turn it off. And I will say, I've been doing this for almost 7 years now. And for the first, I'd say 6.5, almost 7 years, it's been extremely difficult or next to impossible for me to turn this shit off. I wanted to do this stream because today I can come out here and proudly say that for the last month or so, I have completely been ignoring any dumb shit regarding me on YouTube or any other social media platform. Now, I have no idea what other people are saying about me, and I honestly really don't care. I don't. I really don't. Do I assume people are still talking about me? Yeah, I assume it. I just don't really care. I've chosen to check out from that type of stuff permanently. It's just not worth my time. And it's affecting me, it was affecting me from moving my vision forward of my organization, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. Right? If you allow social media to consume you at the level of where you're actively engaging with drama-centric type of people and content, it's going to affect you. You're not going to get anywhere. You might as well just give it up. The only way that you're going to become successful is if you can avoid all distractions, including that type of crap. Right? Now, social media, if you don't balance it properly, especially, if you're a semi-full-time creator, a full-time creator, or running a business, let's say you're a creator, whether you're a man or a woman, and you're in a relationship with someone that is technically not a creator, right? If you can't learn to balance that out so you can have plenty of time to invest into your relationship and your family and your partner's family as well, if you don't learn how to balance that out, it's going to have major repercussions. We all know this. This is obvious stuff. It should be obvious, but a lot of people just don't realize it. They don't realize the repercussions until they happen. I actually dealt with this back in 2017 and 2018 in a prior relationship. But let me tell you, going through it, and this was publicly all out there, right? Going through all of this publicly not only taught me how to handle this better in the future, but it's also made me a much stronger person. It's also allowed me to learn why people do certain things, right? Why people create certain types of content, right? Why people try to, antagonize you intentionally to get a reaction, right? I've learned how to handle all this better. Had I not gone through it, I'd have no experience. And the best way to learn things is experiencing them hands-on. The thing you get over here at the GNA, okay? The thing you get over here at my GNA, it's actually not even my GNA, it's our GNA, because I want this to be about everyone, okay? But the thing you get over here is real life experience. Everything I talk about I've had personal experience. I've been through it. The ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, right? I've been through it and been through the ringer so much that I've learned what it takes to avoid the ringer in the future. Now, sometimes, no matter how much experience you have or how hard you try to avoid the ringer, sometimes you're still going to get the ringer. But if you learn from your past mistakes, right, you can at least avoid the ringer most of the time, where otherwise you would have been a part of the ringer every single time. You'd be sucked up or sucked into an endless vortex of the ringer. And it would continue to set you back from moving forward to accomplish your goals, dreams, and aspirations. Quite honestly, the air is so, now I feel no sprinkles now. And if you look, you see you got some clouds back there, but over here, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit. And the air is fresh. When it rains, the air is so fresh. This is absolutely the best fucking air. Highway 101 seems to be moving okay. You know, I actually used to enjoy hiking even after it had rained, because you have more challenges. You know, you've got mud and slush and stuff, and the air is fresher. And another great thing about it being a little bit wet is that the dirt paths are a little bit stickier, so if you're going up or downhill, you have better traction with your hiking boots. You absolutely want to wear hiking boots. No, this is not the hiking trail. This is just a walking trail, you know, right alongside the freeway by the wetlands of the San Francisco Bay. So you can wear tennis shoes here, or you can even wear trail runners. I do have trail runners and hiking boots. I've got I got a pair of new trail runners that I've never used, and a new pair of hiking boots, and an older one that's about to wear out. But it's not necessary to wear it right here because this is flat, and I don't want to ruin my good shoes until I absolutely need to use them. But if you go out into an area where there's a real hike, like up in the hills and stuff, you know, and you're getting out into the forest or a park, like a lot of county parks have great hiking trails, that's where you would need hiking boots. And I definitely recommend, if you're going to be doing, well, technically on these trails you should be wearing, like if you're running, you should be wearing trail runners. But if you're hiking, you should be wearing hiking boots. Some people go hiking on the real bigger trails and they wear trail runners. I don't recommend them because you have no ankle support and you have less support at the bottom of your foot compared to actual full-blown hiking boots. You want that ankle support, you want the thicker soles, you want the better traction on the bottom. But when you're hiking and it's a little bit wet, the hiking boots will stick to the dirt path a lot better. So I used to always love going out there on those trails after a brief rain. Anyway, I'm actually boogieing right along. I am almost at the end of this trail here. Well, at the 1.5 mile mark, and it's been 24 minutes. I think this is one of the fastest times I've ever done it. I think it's because I've got members only mode on for the chat, and no one's chatting right now, which is okay. That actually is fine. People can comment on the replay, and I don't have to stop, and I can get a mile and a half done in under 30 minutes. We are at 25 minutes right now. One of the big things we're going to focus on here at the GNA in the new year is going to be how to better manage and balance your social media presence. Like I've been mentioning all along, we're going to be doing a lot of Zoom. Probably we're going to use Zoom, maybe Microsoft Teams. I'm going to figure out pricing and all that, and I'm going to figure out what the best platform is that we need. But more than likely, it's going to be Zoom. We're going to be doing a lot of Zoom calls. These are going to be premium Zoom calls. And they're going to have a small fee because we only want people on these Zoom calls that truly want to be there, right? We're going to be having a lot of discussions regarding these topics that affect all of us. And together, as a team, as a collective of people that are going to invest a little bit into the GNA, okay? You investing in the GNA, you're also investing in yourself and everyone else that's going to be on those Zoom calls, those video conference calls, where we're all going to be sharing our stories and our experiences and brainstorming and masterminding on how to make it better, how to balance out our social media and our, lives offline, right? Oh, I saw something walking on the trail, but it's hard to see. I think that's a duck or a bird. It's actually walking on the trail. I think it's going on the other side. No, it went around the puddle. I don't want to pass that bird and scare that bird. It's going around the puddles. That's so cute, huh? It's actually taking a walk on the trail instead of flying. That's actually good for your feet. You build muscles and stuff. Yeah. God gave you wings, but God also gave you feet. So good for you. This bird is literally taking a walk on the trail. Oh, man. It's getting its exercise in. That's funny. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just turn around right here. We're going to turn around and maybe do a little bit more walking by the marina. It's a ghost town on the trail. There's literally no one here. And for right now, you can still see me because there's enough light out. I mean, these phones, it is a little darker than it appears. But these phones, when there's even a little bit of light, they're able to compensate for it and make it appear like it's brighter. I think a better perspective would be showing you the rear camera facing the front. Now look at the difference. You see, the front camera really compensates for the low light. So that way, especially for selfies, they come out a lot clearer in most conditions, even low light conditions. I remember back in the days when I ran in-person networking events and I attended other networking events. I ran events through my organization, the GNA, short for Genuine Networking Association. I ran events for over 6 years. And before and after that time, I attended other people's events too. And part of the GNA, what we would do is we would have a section on our website and on Facebook where we would recommend events, and we would label it GNA recommended events. When we would put our star logo on your event and put a GNA recommended event on it, that means we've thoroughly researched the organizer, the purpose of the group, and how genuine they are, or is it just a front for them to try to sell you something? Now, there's nothing wrong with people offering you their services and making you aware of what they do, but how they do it is what matters. Okay? We don't want any snake oil salespeople, right? And at our events, the whole purpose was to give a presentation that's primarily based on your business, educate the people on your business, and then at the very end, if you want to make a small pitch, like if anyone needs insurance services, I have over 100 of the top brokers where I can find you the best possible coverage at the best possible price. And that was my whole thing, is, finding you the coverage you need based on your liability exposures, based on price point and coverage. So you wouldn't undersell, I wouldn't underinsure the customer to save them money, because that's unethical. That's unethical business practice and could be considered an illegal business practice, because you're trying to get their business by lowering their premium by way of shortchanging their coverage. And if something happens, they don't have enough coverage, they can sue you directly for that. And that's why insurance agents and brokers, we have errors and omissions coverage, right? But, that's what we look for at the GNA. We want people to make money. We want to know what you do, but we also want to hear the value of what you do. We want to learn more about you, and we want you to provide value regarding your business before you try to sell us on it. And when you try to sell us on it, do what's called a soft sell. There's no hard selling allowed at the GNA. I banned that immediately. That was one of the main reasons why I created the organization, because there's no hard selling allowed. But yes, part of our organization involves networking. Part of it involves, or a huge part of it, most of it involves personal development. You can't do shit without personal development. But another big part involves networking, because without people, you can't do shit. And to protect the integrity of the organization and to continue having the trust of people that have trusted us, that we're not going to allow people in to try to take advantage of any one of us, I uphold the no hard selling policy very, very, very strictly. Very strictly. God, it is a beautiful night. Air smells so fresh. People that aren't walking this right now are missing out. A little rain, prior rain, scares the people away. Reminds me of a song Was it Mario, I think, that sang this? I don't want to know if you're playing me, keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. There was some great R&B released. And some, other great music released in the early 2000s. So yeah, in the new year, we're going to start to connect and reconnect with a lot of people, especially if you're running a business full time, or if, let's say, you work a day job or you work a W-2 hourly or salary job. Then we want to talk with you as well, because you're probably either already running a side hustle or are considering running a side hustle. I think between now and the beginning of 2030, I think over 80 or 85% of people will have either attempted to run a side hustle or will attempt to run a side hustle on top of what they're doing. And their side hustle is going to be internet based somehow, because even people, let's say you do gardening and stuff as a side hustle. A lot of people create YouTube videos at the same time and show people what they do. It promotes their service in their local area, and it also shows people some pretty cool content that's interesting all over the planet, and they're making extra money. That's a side hustle. So even if you are doing a separate side hustle from your main job off the internet, right? There's always an aspect to put it on the internet, because you can teach people things. And people are just fascinated by just about anything for the most part, as long as it's, not redundant and boring. Like, when you see, I used to follow a lot of these creators that did gardening. They would go to these homes that had weeds and brush, like literally like almost 10 feet high. It was like a jungle. Their front lawn was just horrible. And, this guy would come in and do the whole thing on his own and record the whole thing and get permission from the owner, and they would do it for free as long as they could record it for YouTube. So they would do the free projects in return for permission to use the work done on the job on YouTube. That's a fair exchange, because you can make a lot of money off those videos. You can make even way more money if that video gets 500,000 views or 1 million views. You're literally going to be making 5 to 10 times more on YouTube than you would charging full price for that job. So in the new year, we want to talk with and interview anyone that is interested in becoming a content creator or joining the creator economy in some capacity. Even if your side hustle is offline, it's not an online based business, but you can still create videos on it as an educational format. The outside temperature gauge read 52 degrees when I walked out of the car. It's probably about probably about 50 or 49 right now. It got down into the low 40s last night. Tonight's going to be a little warmer, mid to upper 40s. Over the last couple of days also, I've been using both of the Bissell's, the big, huge carpet deep cleaner, and then the smaller crosswave hydro steam. I did all the rugs, where Don and I live, and it took a while. And there's just a lot to do because I was preoccupied with a bunch of things, and I was just able to get to it. And so, and Dawn wants to help, and she's helping a lot. The thing is, the bigger Bissell, it's very, very heavy. I mean, it even wears me down after a while because when you have dogs, there's a lot more dirt and grime and stuff that, you gotta go over these rugs several times. But with the smaller Bissell, yeah, both Don and I were able to use that. And tonight, I gotta do the bathroom and the kitchen and the bedroom with the smaller Bissell, get the floors all nice and scrubbed and cleaned. And I use this lemon eucalyptus formula by Bissell, which cleans up even pet messes and prevents remarking. So if your pets have any accidents every now and then, and they all do at times, when you use this formula, it prevents most remarkings. Meaning it prevents your dog from pissing again on the fucking floor. They call it remarking, the professional term, remarking. That's another thing I should vow to change in 2025. Use all professional terms. I think that would be boring. I think people wouldn't like that. Let's leave that to the big companies. Oh, man. Happy holidays to each and every one of you. God bless each and every one of you. Oh, man. There's still enough light out. It's going to start to really get pitch black here in just probably over the next 5 to 10 minutes. I'll keep the camera on me for now. You can tell it's starting to fade a little bit. The iPhone is trying to compensate for it. And I'm going across some lights right now from this side, so that might help a little bit, but I'll tell you folks, one of the best feelings after having been involved in constant social media engagement, good, bad, indifferent, drama or not, whatever, one of the best feelings is having a detox and just, not feeling the need to always check every few minutes what someone is saying about you, what videos are being put out about you, what postings are being made about you. Like, honestly, I really don't give a shit anymore. I don't. I used to give a shit. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't. And you really shouldn't either. Right? Especially if you're trying to create something legitimate that's non-drama related, you really shouldn't care, because there's always going to be nonsense put out about you. Everyone has their own agenda. Everyone has different agendas. Some people's agendas are just to make money in any way that they can. And if they can find a way to make money off your name and suck you in to keep making money off your name, they will do that. See, ultimately, I have the power to control that. You have the power to control what people do to you, right? To a certain extent. But you do have a lot of the power. You can walk away and you could say, hey, I truly don't care. Now, there have been times where I've walked away and I've said that I don't care, and then I still do care, and I still go look. I would go look back in those days. I don't do that anymore. You have to seriously walk away from this bullshit and actually mean it. You have to say that you walk away, and then you have to mean it, and you have to actually do what you say. You have to be congruent with your words. And there are always going to be people talking about you, but at some point, it's going to fizzle away. But if you keep on pouring gasoline or fuel on the fire, you're going to keep the fire burning bright. If you walk away and you mean it, and you just don't care, and you don't care to even look what people are saying or doing about you, then it's like pouring water on the fire. The fire won't extinguish right away, but it'll start extinguishing. It'll be on its way to being extinguished, right? We got some people coming on the trail. Let's turn on the front light. Okay, now I heard somebody coming. I just wanted to let them pass. Now, we're turning on the front light here. Look at the difference. Light off, light on, light off, light on. If you're just joining me right now, tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, live on the other channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development, links below in the description. Or if you go to the community tab here on GNA2, Genuine Live Personal Development, you'll see a link to my 51st birthday bash with friends. Tomorrow again, live on the main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. This person always cuts through here at the same time every day with an e-bike and a light. It's not an e-bike, it's actually a regular bike with a light on it. At least there's a light on it, so you can see it. You could easily have a collision on a trail like this with people that are walking if there's no light. That's why, if I didn't have the light of the phone, I'd be bringing a little flashlight or overhead light, because then you could see people coming. And always stay as far to the right. But you still got to look, 'cause sometimes people will ride the bike or walk on the wrong side. Especially tourists from different countries that are used to driving on the opposite side and walking on the opposite side as we do here in the US. We're on the right, they're on the left. And also you can see puddles too. See. I hope to have at least a few people on the panel. The show's only going to last about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes max. It's not going to be too long. Don and I have so many things to do, even outside of my birthday. But we wanted to put out a show there. You know, I've always done a birthday show for myself every year, and I've also done one for Dawn since I've been with her. And that tradition will continue. But we don't have to do an all-day 6, 8, 10-hour marathon live stream like some people do. We're gonna get in, talk a little bit, have a little fun, celebrate the moment, and then, you know, move on to some other things. And then later tomorrow, after the in-studio stream of my birthday, I'll be doing episode number 900 of Walking with Purpose Live. Another milestone. Episode number 900. Wow. I remember when I hit 800 earlier this year. "900 walks at an average of 3 miles each." Some have been longer. That's 2,700 miles, almost 3,000 miles of walking streams. Literally, I've walked enough on these streams to pretty much walk from coast to coast. From the West Coast to the East Coast, from California to New York. I don't think I would ever attempt that. I would never attempt to do that in real life. How long would that take? 20 miles a day on average is what most people can walk in really good shape. Realistically, let's say 10 miles. 10 days per 100 miles. 100 days per 1,000. So what, about 300 days? It would take almost a year to walk. It would take almost a year to walk from coast to coast if you walked every day an average of 10 miles a day. That's doing some quick math in my head. Oh, man. Imagine doing that and then broadcasting live along the way on YouTube. I bet that would get a lot of traction, but that'd be a lot of work all around. That would be a huge toll on your body. It'd be a lot of production work. It would just be, it'd be one hell of an accomplishment. Never say never, but yeah, it's highly unlikely going to happen. Well, folks, start getting your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about 5 or 10 minutes here. Since there's nobody chatting today, We're just going to end it when I get back to the lot. We're at 55 minutes. 56 minutes. I walked a little less than 3 miles, probably 2.8 miles. I didn't go all the way to the end because I didn't want to pass that bird and scare it. He was having a nice walk on the trail, building some leg muscles, right? That was cool. That bird, instead of flying, was walking the path. That's actually a great thing. I can't believe no one else came out for a walk during the time I did. I mean, I think there was only one other person I saw on the trail. I'll walk in any weather. Nothing will stop me from getting my walks in. Oh, there's somebody coming here. Are they coming up this way, or are they going to be going on the outside? They're going on the outside. This is my favorite part here, showing these beautiful signs: Public Shore and San Francisco Bay Trail. And the light makes an absolute big difference. Got to get a grip on your social media. Got to get a grip on your social media. You've got to control your social media. Don't let your social media control you. Now, these companies want to keep you sucked in, because the longer you're sucked in, the longer they can throw ads in front of your face, and that's fine. That's their business. It's nothing wrong with that, right? But the longer you stay sucked in, not only does it affect you from, whatever you're trying to create, right? It can affect your relationship, your family, right? And you're also giving these other people affecting you along with these platforms more of your time and probably more of your money, because the longer you stay on these platforms and you're not productive within your stay, instead of you making money, other people are making money. And now, if you're using these platforms purely just for friends and family to keep in touch, then this won't really affect you as much. It could affect you, but most of those people just go on and they're not trying to be a creator, or they're not trying to be a public figure or anything. This is more so for people that are looking to create something, like on YouTube, or be an influencer, or be a part of the creator economy in some way, shape, or form. And many people, if not the majority of people, want to in some capacity. Anyway, it's time to go. I'm going to grab some takeout tonight. For Don and I, we're going to eat dinner and watch some shows. And then I got a little bit more work to do with the smaller Bissell. A couple hours of work. I've been getting to bed really late, because the best time to do this type of work in the living room is when Dawn and the dogs are in the bedroom with the door closed, so no one's interrupting me and the dogs aren't stepping on the frickin' carpets that I just washed and stuff. So I've been up late. That's the best time to do it in that scenario. You got to do what you got to do. But tonight I got to get to bed at a reasonable hour, like literally by probably midnight at the latest, because I got to be up early and set things up for tomorrow. I have a lot of love for each and every one of you. We're at 1 hour exactly, 60 minutes. God bless each and every one of you. See you tomorrow for a couple of great shows. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. Good night, everyone.